Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
Co-creating at its best. You know what you're wanting? You like the feeling of desire?
Yes.
Especially when you know you can achieve it, yes? When you don't know you can achieve it, then how does that desire feel? Like doubt, like anxiety, like injustice, like I wish I didn't want this because I felt better before I did. So what that says is when you focus a desire, the larger part of you embraces it and runs with it. Every one of them. And that's why if you don't run with it too, you feel bad. So that means everything you want, just know you can have it and that'll take care of it. We're done. Want it and believe it, and it is. Now we really are done. There isn't anything that we might tell you that is more significant than that. When you desire something and then you maintain the vibration of that desire, then it has to be, because there's no split energy within you. But if you want something and you doubt it, now you have split energy, and that split energy, or that contradictive energy, is introducing resistance to the mix, which slows it down at best and holds it off eternally until you croak at worst. In other words, when you contradict the vibration of your desire cannot manifest. It just can't. When you harmonize with the vibration of your desire, then not only can it happen, but it is happening and does happen immediately. So the amount of time that it takes between your launching of a desire and your realizing it in fullness in terms of manifestation, that time gap is only dependent upon your ability to get up to speed with your own desire. And the thing that trips you up often is that your desire is often born out of something that you don't want. And so you've got that thing, that vibration going on in your vibration. And also something that trips you up is that once you know you want it, you tend to explain why you want it by pointing out you don't have it. And every time you point out you don't have it, you just keep the vibration of the absence of it, or the opposite of it, active. And when the vibration of the opposite of what you want is active, that's what resistance is, and that's what slows it down. That's what keeps you from being in the vicinity of it. Now, we said that differently than you may have heard it before. We said it differently than we've ever said it before. Your resistance keeps you out of vibrational alignment with your desire. Your resistance, your focusing upon what you don't want, keeps you from harmonizing with your desire, keeps you from going where your desire is. Now, we know all along you've been thinking, hey, desire, I'm over here. Come over here with me. But it's not really that way. You launch your desire, Source rides the rocket of it. Your desire formulates and actualizes vibrationally in a vibrational reality. You got to go to the vibrational reality before you rendezvous with your desire. Now that's an interesting distinction, isn't it? Abraham, you mean I can't stay over here and feel bad about not having it and get it? That's right. Well, it worked with my mother quite often. I remember her saying no, but after I cried long enough, she said yes. I remember whining and pleading a really needy case, and then adults changed the rules to make it better for me. And we say, in your physical format, you have been defying the laws of the universe. That's why it doesn't get you very far. In other words, when you complain and you get your complaint soothed by others, this is always true. They're over there with you in your vibration. So the world you're interacting with under those considerations, under those conditions, you're in a outside the vibration of what you want mode, interacting with others who are also outside the vibration. So what you create together is mediocre at best. In other words, you can move stuff around. but you will not be the powerful creator that you've come forth to be. So this series of continual rockets that you launch, the source within you sees them, knows them, holds them, and integrates them into the totalness of that which you are. Do you sort of know what we mean by that? You were source energy before you came into this body. And even though you have projected some of your consciousness into this body that you know as you, this source energy part of you still remains as source energy. Just like the electricity will never be the toaster. The electricity is the source, the toaster is the toaster. So source remains source even though you have come forth into this physical body. And when in this physical body, you know what you don't want, so you launch rockets of what you do want. As you launch these rockets of what you do want, this non-physical source part of you rides that rocket, gives undivided attention to your newly amended desire, and literally, vibrationally, we're not kidding you, becomes it. When you don't have enough money and you ask for more, the non-physical part of you, the larger part of you, gains that much prosperity from this recent request. Every time you ask, you have no idea how rich your vibrational reality is because of all of the asking that you've been doing. Rich with abundance of money and relationships and well-being and clarity. Rich with all of the things that your life has helped you to carve out. Rich, this vortex of creation that you are assimilating. You started it before you even came into this body, the vortex of that which is you was. And then you came forth in this leading edge time-space reality as genius creators, and you deciphered contrast and you added to it still. You do, all day, every day. As a mass consciousness, there is a huge vibrational vortex. We're calling it the vortex of creation. It's a vibrational reality. Just like what you live is reality, you call it reality. And we'll give you that if you want to call it reality. It feels really real to you. You see it, smell it, hear it, taste it, touch it. You can feel it. It is a reality to you. But we want you to know that every time there is a reality, there has been a vibrational reality that precedes it. The vibrational reality that is created through the projection and focus of thought. So you are here as creators in your flesh, blood, bone bodies, but you are energy. You are focusers of energy. You are thinkers. You are creators. You are creators because you are thinkers. You are creators because you think and focus energy, vibrational energy, into beingness. Your ideas matter. They create worlds. They create you. You think you are the creator of an empire or of a vehicle or of a house or of a relationship. You are the creator of you. You are the creator of the expanded version of you, living lives, driving cars, loving with others, creating empires, but it is you that is the creation. So here in this vortex of creation is the always newest expanded version of you. And when you are in sync with it, you are soaring. You're clear-minded. You feel good. But when you're not in sync with it, even a little out of sync with it, you don't feel so good. A little in sync with it means you know your worthiness. You know your freedom. You know your empowerment. When you get a little out of whack with it, you're less knowing. Knowing and believing inside the vortex. Hoping just outside. Just outside the vortex. So when you want something, but you don't believe it, but you hope it, you are close enough to the vortex that vibrationally speaking, every now and again, you will release enough resistance that the vortex will take you in, as it does all cooperative components. So in the absence of doubt, you become more cooperative, and in you go. And when you get in the vortex, that's when good ideas come. That's when those important rendezvous happen. That's when your clarity is heightened. That's when you feel your best. That's when you breathe deeply and look out into your environment and say, thank you for this beautiful moment in time. When you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you are in the vortex. If you are fearful, you are about as far from the vortex as you can get. When you feel disempowered, when you're disappointed, when you're angry, those are vibrations that are very divergent from this vibration of who you are. So your emotions are your indicator of your relationship with who you have become. We want you to realize that you got to keep up with you if you are to feel your best. But of course you have free will to focus upon things that keep you from doing that. And in fact, you came as a leading edge pioneer creator, intending to explore contrast, intending to have some step one moments, step one meaning ask, some step one moments where the contrast inspires your desire. And always when you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. So nothing wrong with being outside the vortex, having a step one moment. Just don't make a career of being out there. Once you know what you want, give your attention to that. Talk about why you want it. Imagine what it would be like to live it. Focus upon others who are living it. Remember times when you were living things like it. But when you stand outside the vortex, knowing what you don't want, and trying to justify why you want or need or deserve an improvement by embellishing what's wrong with where you are, that's when you start making a career out of it. That's when you begin to train yourself into a sort of chronic, habitual vibration of knowing so clearly what's wrong. It's sort of like when you ask a question and you don't give the universe an opportunity to give you an answer, or better stated, you ask the question and you maintain the vibration of the question so you can't hear the answer, even though in the moment that you ask, the answer comes forth. So you ask, but you don't wait long enough to tune into the answer. So you ask again. And then you still don't hear, and you ask again, and you ask again, and now I've been asking and asking and asking and asking. I'm really tired of asking. I'm tired of wanting this thing that I don't have, that I don't have, that I don't have, that I don't have, that I don't have. When is this thing that I don't have going to come to me? I deserve it. I want it. I need it. Where is it? 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 What's wrong? 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 Where is it? It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. I hate this. I don't like this. I'm going to join an online chat group. I feel better. I feel better now because there are others resonating with me who also want it that don't have it. We don't have it, do we? We don't have it. We don't have it. We want it. We don't have it. We want it. We don't have it. We deserve it. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's not our fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. We don't have it. We deserve it. We need it. We want it. Where is it? That's making a career out of step one. Give the universe the opportunity to do what it has already done. It has lined up circumstances and events. We want to get your attention. This vortex of creation is, because of law of attraction, already has assembled all of the necessary components for the fulfillment of everything that you've asked for. And if you would stop doing that thing you do that holds you as an uncooperative component, you would be a cooperative component. In other words, you don't have to work at being cooperative. You have to work at no longer being uncooperative. You have to stop doing that thing you do that holds you out of the vortex. But we've never met anyone who can stop doing that thing they do. Because when you say, I'm no longer going to do that thing I'm doing, you're doing it. I'm not going to think about this thing that I'm thinking about anymore. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that. I'm thinking about that. I don't want to think about that. Cancel. I don't want to think about it. 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 And we say, start thinking about something else. So then you say, oh, you want me to think about that? And we say, eventually, but if you've really activated, if this is really where you've been thinking, if this is really your belief, you're not going to think about that immediately. The frequencies are too far apart. You'll burst a blood vein. You'll strain a muscle. Don't try to do something that's that hard. Do something easier. Just, if you're over here in fear, then think about something that makes you mad. It's an improvement. And you won't burst a blood vein. And if you're really angry, then try to focus upon some of the frustrating aspects of it. You'll feel better. Try to find relief by thinking toward the vortex. Don't try to get in all at once. Don't try to make it happen in terms of manipulating energy. Just want to feel better and consistently reach for thoughts that do. A very simple game to play with yourself is decide that you're just going to play what's the best thing about this. Now sometimes that's a little too harsh, so just lean more positive, lean more optimistic. Sometimes that's a little too hard. So just try to be someone who talks things up rather than talks them down.